Glory, honor, and praise to the Father in heaven, Allah, Father of the universe. Father said for this, surviving a new age of Aquarius and keeping up with the, staying aligned with the frequencies of Mother Earth. Y'all better not put no shit in this food, man. Yeah, look, disclosure. If you hearing the words, if you hearing the words that's coming from my mouth, don't do what I do. Hold on, yo, it's a op. So, don't do what I do. I am hands down, literally, this is not like a joke or a lie. I am hands down Allah's most difficult vessel. Most rebellious, wicked vessel. You know, like out in the Bible, Allah will use the worst vessels most times, because then we can't take no credit for Allah's glory. Like a lot of beings like to take credit from Allah. I know I can't. I'm talking about down to Allah reanimating my dead, lifeless body. So, don't do what I do. The only time you probably can get away with it, and not really get away with it, but we'll just say transmute it, is if you have a light body already. If you have a dense body, don't do what I do. Don't eat flesh. Nothing. Don't do it. Because I know they put spells and shit. Listen, these are sorcerer families. These are the 1%, the delete families. The one that have human DNA in these foods. Facts, there was actually holy men that ate flesh. Human flesh, I mean, not animal flesh. It's holy men. I don't know what they call it. They eat human flesh. And these motherfuckers, yo, they eat human flesh. They eat organs and everything. That shit keep them young. Melanin extractions. All that shit. That's a real thing. That's why you're gonna have to be very careful of befriending, associating with, just trusting Europeans during a time where they so very bad need the melanin to even stay on the earth. You got to understand that. Why you ask yourself why they're blocking out the sun so aggressively, which we as the very elect, the vessels of Allah. Listen, European vessels of Allah can contain enough melanin to stay in alignment with Mother Earth, because they contain the frequency, which is life force energy. I'm talking about the Europeans that need it, the ones that have been practicing death. They've been energy harvesting off of the 99%, and Father is, is stripping them of everything. They got to maintain. They are operating on a frequency, a death frequency. And that's why they need the melanin extractions and shit. You're going to have to be, I'm saying, having melanin, especially the higher concentration of melanin that you have, the more targeted you will be. That motherfucker's looking for black. Either P or D. for melanin extraction solely. That's it. Look how Ariana Grande in that she was at some awards, I guess, whatever. She needed that melanated battery pack. Had to touch on her to reanimate that bitch. That shit was crazy. Like you gonna be seeing that, them pairing with a melanated person for the life force that they don't have. Again, pale skin European vessels of Allah. Allah had, I have to say both sides because motherfuckers like to take shit and run and act crazy and shit with information that's true, but they try to make it like another intention. My Holy Quran, more Science Temple, teaches Father had ambassadors even in Rome. A European vessel of Allah is connected to Allah, therefore they have a life force energy. One that's connected to Satan, that was responsible for the murder and torture of my ancestors, of the so-called blacks, the melanated ancestors. They are operating on a dead frequency. That's who you're gonna see needing the melanin extractions. Think you going to a dinner and you are the dinner. You got to be aware of that scenario. They showed you on the news the girl they thought she was interracial dating. Because they have more of the resources on the earth because they're profiting off of the theft of their forefathers and foremothers, of our fathers and forefathers and foremothers. So of course they're gonna use their resources to buy you out. You can only ascend through your counterpart, your genetic counterpart. You can't ascend through another nation. They're not your genetic counterpart. Unless you're already ascended. I'm not talking about people that are already ascended and they're operating under a universal law of one. I'm talking about those in the descending world, those divided, that are operating on extremely low frequencies or death frequencies. They need your melanin, your life force. If they already have it and they are of another nation because they're connected to Allah, I'm not talking about that individual. So, now I just make that disclosure. If you don't have a light body, don't do what I do. Because the denser your body, you're manifesting your demons, your devils, your low frequencies to transmute back to 0 point, back to neutrality, so you can ascend to a higher dimension. If you're not doing that, or you don't have the ability to do that, then you will be in the descending world. Period. Father said, okay, what's some ways that you can activate your light body, begin to develop a light body? Start speaking the truth. Start speaking the truth. Get that out of your container. It's like a volcano. It becomes these negative emotions and experiences and trauma. They become you become like a volcano. It's like boils below the surface, and you never know if it's gonna erupt, when it's gonna erupt. Again, motherfuckers thought they was going to Baltimore Harbor, thought they was going to work and shit. Motherfucking bridge collapse. That was they demons manifesting in their physical reality. It all came up, and they must have been toxic ass, because that shit came up. I'm not saying all of them, but there's always exceptions to every rule. There's some extremists out here. I do operate on dual polarities, so I do have that extremism in me. So I do have to make that disclosure with a lot of things that I say. But yeah, They shadow came up in that one instant, like, oh shit. Like, it'd be like, yo, Final Destination, that's a disclosure movie. Final Destination is a disclosure movie. The fuck? Black Binding. So what I was gonna say is when Father is saying about surviving the new age, this new age of Aquarius, getting your truth out. Anything you participate in that brings shame, guilt, fear, whatever, getting it out into the open. Even if you, like I said, best transmuters are not therapists, are not psychiatrists, are not psychologists. It's not your friend that probably doesn't want to hear your baggage. Not the next person who probably doesn't want to be dumped on, but a tree with intention. Connect with the tree, calling your tree guardian, calling your ancestors through the tree, if you have that connection. I want to talk to this motherfucker that did this, did that. Fuck you, bitch. I fucking hate you. I want to fucking destroy you. However it comes out. You might be in a woods by yourself. However it comes out, your real emotions. That tree is going to take that tree's filter negative energy in the form of carbon dioxide, bring back as oxygen to you, bring it back as pure positive energy to you. That's one way. If you want to get it out online, even though that's why they're blocking freedom of expression. That's why, that's the real agenda. Why you motherfuckers is monitoring my shit, got 0 to 1 views, even though I watch all my shit back to back to back to back to back. Because they don't want my truth out, because it literally, through the universal law of one, it shifts the awe. We know this was a simulation. We know you motherfuckers was watching us from day one, sending your people to be in our lives, our friends, our family, our spouses, and fucking humiliate us. We already know that shit. Get that shit out. How they violated you, how they sexually abused you, anything. Get that out in the open, because if you keep it contained in your container, it's literally going to stay in your cells. Well, fasting burns the seed cells too, so that's another way to develop your light body. But look, if you during these coming timelines, you're going to need every tool and weapon, spiritual, that you can use to ascend and to create a light body. Either way, you're going to manifest your own demons. Father said, look, this food, I dabble in this food, and I know Father told me, like, yo, you're going to have to stop eating this food, because they're putting all types of, slaughterhouse meat, flesh in it. Not just, look, not, yo, get off of my shit. I'm not, and this ain't just animal flesh. These are sacrificial rituals, because that's a fear energy. When they sacrifice a human and put it in a populous food, same thing when you eating a slaughtered animal. That's death energy. That's fear energy. So look, whenever I go to these places, that these few families, how they're operating on my father's land, my mother's earth, I know what y'all doing. I know what y'all doing to the food. I know a spell cast food, sure food. How you say it? Sheer black magic food. I already know that shit. That's why I try. If I eat the fuckery one day, my goal is to fast the next day, or however many days. And also return it as black bindings to all involved in these illegal operations on Earth. Because my father said they're going on. They're going on. And this will block your light body. If you're trying to build a light body, a Noah's Ark, for ascension purposes, or the rapture, because some of you are going to ascend out of your body from extreme fear, and you're just going to, that fear is just going to stop your heart. You're just going to jump out your body. I'm talking about your spirit, man. It's going to jump out your body, and that's what they call the rapture. From what I've shown, out there to the world, to the all, how I'm being hunted and targeted, it's not gonna be nothing compared to when they got fucking robo ops with melanin. If I said they already got that, or it's coming in another timeline. When it's not nowhere to hide, because they can already watch you on aerial view from the sky. They already are doing that. I can see inside of your car from Google Street View. These negative ETs are watching through the satellites. They're watching you through the TVs. They had that on the show. It was that Nickelodeon show or some shit like that? Talking about people in Antarctica. It's watching you on your TV. Anybody have any insider info? You want to cooperate with Allah's investigations? Actually, Allah's disclosures. Allah's going to be having this stuff come out to the public. Anybody want to cooperate? Receive a lesser life sentence, or Allah judges the bloodline. You see what we had to go through because of the sins of our ancestors, right? Allah will be judging the other nations set against us, the children of Israel. Father is judging their bloodlines. This is not just individual judgment. That was shown in David and Bathsheba. The new infant had to die because of David's sin against Bathsheba's former husband. Yeah, I see you, motherfucker. Black binding. And most of the time I take about, if you're new to cleansing, I take about 2. The recommended is 4 to 5. But I've been doing shit. I've been cleaning my colon and shit for a while. I take 2 just to keep regular. After I eat this shit, I take 2 other Oxy powder, or I have a generic brand. I also take activated charcoal. You don't know what the fuck you're eating. Especially with these motherfuckers. These wicked ass motherfuckers. The few families who not own, they don't own shit, because you don't own the land that you built the business on, and you don't own the resources, the natural resources that you are operating the business out of. You don't even own the electricity, because that comes from Mother Earth. You don't own the copper, the wires, the metals. You're piss poor, broke bums when my Father takes it off from you and evicts you off the earth. So you might as well just call these motherfuckers broke bums. That's what they are. If Father said, I know thou trial and tribulation, my child, that thou art poor, but but thou art rich. We really rich. We're the real rich ones. Where we stationed at, where we come from. These ones that, they're acting because they got the resources. They stole the resources and the fiat notes while the 99 struggled. They're really poor because when all of it gets stripped from them and they're evicted off of Earth and they have to go to the dimension and pay for their sins, these motherfuckers is going. It's all they gonna be doing is weeping and gnashing of the teeth. These are the broke people. I don't care about your motherfucking Hiltons and Rothschilds and all these motherfuckers. I don't care about nothing they got. When they're evicted from the earth physically, and they are, they have to give an account when the book of life is opened up on them, the dimensions that they gonna go in. Piss, poor, and broke. Just how you designed it for everybody else. That's what you get to experience for a set amount of, however long. That's what they get to experience. Because they designed it for their profit and for the poverty and enslavement of most. Even if you live off of credit. If you depart as a debtor, who are you a debtor to? Because you'll revisit that in your next incarnation. You might come back in debt to them again. So it's like karma gonna play out. But energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Just translate it. Translate into another form. Then you meet that motherfucker again. Motherfucker might be taking advantage of you again. Might have you as a slave, some shit. Oh, you in debt to Fannie Mae? Well, Fannie Mae is owned by it's not just a spiritual entity. It's a family. A lot of these are families. They're slaveholder. They just transmuted the business model from, when Father made them release us to that degree. That they just translated business models. All right, we're gonna open up the storefront. We're gonna fashion in a similar way. Work for us all day. Get a little bit of time to yourself. You give most of us your life force energy. We give you a banknote, a fiat note. Call it something when it's nothing. And you do that for the rest of your life and reincarnate back again with us in another form. So, don't be fooled by the banknotes or the fiat notes that they have. They are literally piss poor. And they won't find that out until they're in their other form. Until Father opens up the book of life. Oh, I see. Oh, you did give to a lot of charities? Oh, you were the CEO? Or, oh, that you were affiliated with them? Or, oh, they serve some type of agenda or purpose? Like, oh, we see that you usurp the resources, the natural resources like the gold. You confiscated that and instituted how many trees that were you responsible for killing? For capitalism, commercialism, consumerism. All right, this is your next life sentence. However many lives they have to serve for their crimes against humanity. What did he say? Rick Ross, Dick and Balls. He said I think on that song Hustlin', something like that. I forget what song it is. He said something about his charge was 100 life sentences. I gotta get the lyrics to that. I believe he said his charge was 100 life sentences. So that's why Motherfuckers don't like me because I expose the evils that they doing. They, they trap houses that's trapping countless amount of souls. You got motherfuckers out here on the agenda now for, get a baby daddy. My baby daddy is here with me. Knowing, bitch, you got all the money in the world to take care of a baby by yourself. And that's why they graft them into them Disney movies. They start them out innocent, if you notice. And then they turn them into sluts. So they can have the mind, they can get the minds of the innocent. And they're not using it. Look, Father already said we're going to have to come in and to get Father's evil children. Because Father said he leaves the 99 and goes after the one. Father has representatives to do that too. And we can get one of his children from Satan's world. Because they're not going to find truth anywhere. We are going to have to go in through back doors. Just to be able to expose the lies that's going to lead them to the dimensions of hell. Absolutely. But guess what? If they come to our side, they'll get to hear the truth. You go to fucking Disney Princess, Disney Slut Princess, and Disney in Court, and all of this shit, all you gonna hear is shit it's gonna snare you in a trap so bad. Because that motherfuckers that living paycheck to paycheck, and especially going forward in these timelines, they gonna have other nations that want their melanin life force. They may have lost their job. They gonna be jumping on that bandwagon. Have a sugar mama from another nation because it's easy. They ain't gonna be taking care of your baby, your black baby. If they don't even got it, but you got motherfuckers out here telling them, bragging about, oh, my baby daddy, my baby daddy. But this bitch got a lease. Hopefully, listen, you don't even know how much they're making on it, because that came out about those actresses and actors going on strike with Disney. I'm getting like pennies on a dime and compensation and shit. So we don't really know, because Satan don't give you fame and money. You got to work the rank to really pay off. You got to work a rank system. To whom much is given, much is required. It's a shadow type in Satan's world. That's Allah's law. To whom much is given, much is required. Satan goes by that too. So Satan rarely gives you the money and the fame. You normally got to work your way up. You got to put in a lot of work for Satan. And you have to be going by what you were groomed for. You got to be doing what you were groomed for. Or else they're just going to dump you. Discard you, because they're narcissists. So as far as the food, Father is saying stay away, because it's death energy in it. And if you are a transmuter, you're merely just a vessel of justice. Oh, I ate some sheer food, some black magic food. I'm returning that as a black binding, divine times fold, to all involved in these illegal operations. Now, you can transmute that out of you in whatever way you do it. Fasting, making sure you take your activated charcoal, liquid bentonite clay, oxy powder. That's what I do. After you eat it, take a day off, and boom, now these motherfuckers is held up in Allah's court. They want to put you in these courts for dumb shit, put you on trial. These motherfuckers had the nerve to put me on trial for being in a tent for less than 24 hours in Tustin, California. Like, this is the type of shit they're into, man. These are sick motherfuckers. Sick motherfuckers had me on trial for being in a tent for less than 24 hours. Father, all those that are doing these things and outlawing these things, would you drive them off of the earth, drive them into the woods, drive them out of their homes by any means necessary? Would you make sure they have no warmth at night in the cold? Would you make sure they get exiled to somewhere where they have access to no electricity, or they have access to no health to even take care of themselves, so they can't even, have any type of comfort? Look at that shit. Whoever's responsible for that, I call them divine justice and order and the angels of Allah. Oh, you looking? You got a piece of this. If you want to look, you don't want to do Father's commands to do charity to your fellow mankind, then you get a piece of this pain. You got it. May manifest in your next life cycle. Black binding. I'm not your fucking TV show, bitch. So, look at that shit. All involved in every dimension of reality. All involved in every dimension of reality. Divine order and divine justice. And the angels of Allah clean up. Disperse. Disseminate. Or I don't know if I used the word. Dissolve. Disperse. The fuck is that? Disperse and clean up. We are vessels of righteousness. We have to be, if we see these things, we got to call divine justice into that. All evil intent, you get a party favor. Go home with a party favor. Sagira watu ni esibireku kabache tu se izeniwa esekutati girivia ka se shugu antu te yetani etu yetaki duwakani eshabakashe ukantini. All entities involved in that: arrest, capture, contain, incarcerate, incinerate, cast into Allah's lake of fire, banished from the earth forever. All human vessels, inanimate, you get your next life sentence. You in Allah's court, period. And the angel's still going to clean it up. Look at that. I guarantee that's from me. All involved again. Same, we call it in divine justice on this. And we call it in divine order. And all health, wealth, positive energy that they're stealing from the populace through this chemicals and shit, transferred to I vessel and a divinely intended, connected to I vessel, connected to Allah in every dimension and reality. Seguitimel tu lati sivi tu aki, chabatu watu namike waka no echabadi boto. Tautake ne wakashe osatieti ni wakadusibe babisi ni wetua sheguduwaki etuse osanu etabitalo wasu achi aki eswasi ane sha tu isi asi she ofaki isi. There's called a book of life. Allah records every thought, word, or deed. I'm going to the court. I'm going to Allah personally on this matter. Everyone involved is in the court, is in Allah's court over this matter. We don't listen. This is why this journey requires patience, because you don't get to see it. You don't get to see justice being served. But listen, justice is being served in this matter. So look, Father's shutting down so many areas. So many people's wealth and health, because they think they can get away with anything. Because Father gave them a reign of terror for a set amount of time. It's up. It's over. You're being brought to justice for this shit. Period. Again, if you're building a light body, you're gonna have to get off of fast food. if you have a dense body, a lot of trauma is already stored in your body and it's coming up, whatever, you're going to have to get off of this food because they are energy harvesting off of the food. The employees, that's the other reason why employees are being replaced by artificial intelligence, because we're coming into timelines when human vessels, they will not be able to contain their rage any longer, their wrath, their misery, their unhappiness. And it's bad business when you got motherfucking employees just doing the wildest shit to customers off of emotionalism, because they're connected to a G network, and that's a war frequency. That's a rage frequency. It's an extremely low frequency. Look at the show Road Rage. They got a show out now, and it's telling you we ain't seen nothing yet. It's called Road Rage. So Father is ordering these miserly vessels out, because a robot is not emotional. A robot is neutral. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's getting downright dangerous with these people. Especially, you give a security guard a little bit of authority, and you might as well call this motherfucker police. The shit that they doing that they are not paid to do. So it can get downright dangerous with these motherfuckers. So they getting phased out because their true emotions are coming up. Yo, I never wanted to do this shit in the first place. Oh, and again, another year, cost of living is going up. You raise my wages, but the cost of living is going up. What? I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm miserable. This is what's coming out in the energy. So, of course, that's going to affect business. You ain't got to pay a motherfucker no more. You just got to get a one-time investment fee and some upkeep maintenance for a robot. You got to understand, these companies, they're built off of greed, capitalism, commercialism, consumerism. And again, building the light body, speaking your truth. Speaking your truth, speaking what's contained in your vessel. If it's being suppressed online or something like that, if you're not able to get justice in the shadow court, call them into Allah's court. They will get a new life sentence for their business. They will get a new life sentence for themselves, and they will experience the same injustice, but divine times fold, that they're perpetrating on you. If they want to take away they want to make sure you can't have any type of peace, comfort, shelter, access to electricity. Father, do unto them as they doing unto me. Divine times fold, all involved in all of their reality, in every area of their reality, in the name of Allah, inshallah. This is why this is called the age of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Because we may not get justice over on that side, but we can for sure, if we've cleared enough injustice within our own vessels, we have access to the dimension where divine justice reside. If you do not have that ability, then you do need an intercessor that has access to those dimensions to talk to the Father on your behalf, to talk to the angels on your behalf. Either or. But you should be working on the ability to meet Allah in the heart, where you should be able to talk to Allah. All ill intent, anything. You don't know listen, if they had the nerve, they put a noxious gas, a poison through the vent to get me, because they didn't have no reason to ask me to leave. I didn't do shit. So they put a noxious gas, a poison. These companies, corporations, they are playing dirty now. I'm at that timeline. If you're still living for them, working for them, giving them your life force energy, your melanin, you're definitely not at the timeline. You will not see. You will not see through the eyes of Allah. Because Allah said, you shall be hated for my name's sake. If you're not operating in alignment with the frequency of Allah, how Allah created your vessel, then you won't be able to see it. The melanated girl on the online dating, with the interracial dating, she didn't see it until it was too late, how much she was hated. Until it was too late. Y'all in Africa that just let China move in and promise y'all this and that, they're going to build up the infrastructure, same thing European did to my ancestors. You're not going to see how hated you are, and you're just one big melanin strip. You're not going to see that till it's too late. And look, my theory is that father is actually doing a melanin transfer to the rightful intended, the divinely intended. So where they think they're going to be able to get away with it, father is shutting them down too. So it's like, this really is the time for divine justice, and you have to get in alignment with divine justice to receive it, or to be able to vibrate at that. So glory, honor, praise to the Father in heaven. Father Allah, yeah, the main message is the speaking your truth. And sometimes it hinders you to speak to your truth to another person, because all types of negative things can come from that, like them projecting negativity onto you for judging you, shaming you. This could be done in a mind project energy. Like I said, it's best to use a tree, a crystal from the earth, the earth itself. Writing everything down on paper, how you feel, like act like you're having a conversation with the betrayer or the situation. I absolutely hate being here, whatever it is. I hate. Listen, even if it's your children, whatever it is, writing it down and just burning it in a safe location. I never recommend burning on certain lands, because look, I'm saying if you're a vessel of Allah, you're a targeted individual. I'm saying if you're a vessel of Allah that is shifting the consciousness on earth, you're a targeted individual. You got to watch everything you do, man. Taking that paper, when you burn it, it releases to the atmosphere. It gets carried to the spirit. That's a form of transmutation. You take it from the physical to the spiritual. The smoke, the fire, the fire acts as a purifier, refiner, burns it up and incinerates that negative energy you just wrote about. You burn it, release it to the spirit. I'm releasing that. I'm letting that go. However many times you have to do it. But, telling these other human vessels certain things, I'm doing that because, look, at this point, I'm a judge. I'm a righteous judge on earth, because I've thoroughly, and more each and every day in judging myself. Divine justice, divine order. Y'all not getting away with this shit. So it's going to be a whole nother round of entities that are banished from the earth behind this. And all involved. So I'm coming out. I'm coming out online, because there are my father's children that they won't have a clue They won't have a clue what the fuck is going on. What the fuck is required to survive this new age of Aquarius. And, you know, these are just things you have to do to transcend and transmute. You cannot keep it contained within because negative energy gets stored in the cells. We have 1 trillion cells. It gets stored in the muscles, in the tissues, even in the surface of the skin. My skin in certain areas is so sore to the touch. It's a lot of dense energy coming up. I'm having a lot of, directed attacks, scalar attacks, along with black magic and energy. So I'm beating my body a lot. I'm beating my body. Practice beating your body without electrical tools, because you may not have access to electricity. Just think of whoever got you so fucking disturbed, perturbed, disturbed your peace, wanted you to be outside in the cold with nothing. Think about these motherfuckers, even if you don't know who they are. I'm doing this for everyone involved, seen and behind the scenes. Seen, unseen, and behind the scenes of the divinely intended. Because you don't want everybody on the hook. Because some of it just has to be of the divinely intended. Father knows who is doing this shit out of spite, out of pure evil. And then it's going to get redistributed. Think about that motherfuckers hit the sore spots, the pain spots in your body. Like you would tenderize a steak, tenderize tough and meat, flesh. Because if it's trapped in the surface. Do saunas. But you may not have access to that. So beating the different parts, and intentionally, because you're setting the intent. Whoever is actively working on my discomfort, my lack of peace, my love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice being made manifest on this earth of the divinely intended, return this to them divine times fold. Let them see how this feels. Divine times fold made manifest in every area of their reality. That's the only way these motherfuckers gonna stop, man. These motherfuckers ain't gonna stop if they get to sit up in their lap of luxury. It's the motherfuckers in the lap of luxury that don't want to share the resources of the earth. They're doing everything in their power to block other vessels from having, anything. Motherfuckers don't even want me in a tent. You evil motherfuckers. Well, Father, take away their shelter, their comfort, their electricity, their health. You know who they are. It was already recorded. Glory, honor, and praise to the Father in heaven, all our Father of the universe.